It's going to impact practices in a big way. Late yesterday, Governor Whitmer signed an executive order that requires athletes participating in organized sports, to name a few: soccer, football, volleyball. Those are just examples. They'll be required to wear face coverings. And as you can imagine, this executive order has sparked a lot of feelings.
We're just happy to get out here. I mean, we've been in our house for 5-6 months now. We're ready to go. We're hungry. We're ready to get out.
High school football players around the state are finally suiting up again, preparing for their shortened 6-game season after a change of course by the state's High School Athletic Association to allow the sport to resume this fall. That reversal going against recommendations from the governor's office. We asked the governor about this yesterday when she joined us live on 7 Action News this morning.
We know what it's going to take to stay safe. We've got to trust now that we have this information that people are going to use it. So we think that at the local level, you can make this decision. We encourage you to go conservatively and to be very careful.
In a new executive order, which the governor signed late yesterday, face coverings are mandatory for organized sports when players can't maintain 6 feet of social distance. This includes during training, practice, and games. The decision has sparked a lot of heated reactions and more than 1,000 comments, mostly negative, on the Channel 7 Facebook page. Karen writes, "No one is obeying," while Dina says, "How are kids supposed to run up and down the field with masks on?" Before the mask order was on the books, we caught up with players and coaches around Metro Detroit, eager to hit the field.
The first play of the game, the end of the game is just going to be all special.
The game of football is going to be normal. Tackling, blocking, and it's really huge mentally for these kids to get back to something they're used to.
Jen, really quickly, does this mask requirement apply to all sports across the board?
Well, there was one exception that I saw in that executive order, and that was swimming for obvious reasons. In the water, you're not going to have a mask on. But that was the only exception that I saw. The governor is having a press conference today at 10 o'clock. We, of course, will be asking for additional clarity of this executive order. But in the executive order, it does say organized sports across the board, that you cannot practice social distancing. So when you think about that, there's so many high school sports that would fall into that category. Football, of course, being one of them. Alicia?
What?